Good morning, good afternoon. Welcome to our coaching call for May 7th, 2013. Very excited to be back on track with you guys. It's been a few weeks since our last call, but we had a little break in between because we're starting a new 10-week curriculum, which I will go into detail as we go through this coaching call today, and you'll get a big overview of what's down the road for you and what's to come. I always like to read that quote at the top. A man's wealth is not in the purse he carries. A fat purse quickly empties if there be no golden stream to refill it. From The Richest Man in Babylon. It's a really great read. It's a very old book, and it was certainly applicable back in the day that it was written, and even more so today. And it's really, I would say, a foundation for what this program is built on. It's not looking to just get you a fat wallet. It's look to have that stream of gold flowing into it. And I watched this program do that. I've done it myself. I've taught and trained and coached other agents how to do it. And that's really what we're looking to do and what we're looking to create for you guys. So I hope you kind of get the point of that and where we're headed. And hopefully today's call will kind of prove some of those things for you. Always have a few staples that we go through. They're always the same. And I hope that doesn't diminish the importance, but it's something that I really need everybody to do for us as a collective unit. Like us on Facebook, join us on Twitter, subscribe to us on YouTube, really connect with us on these social media platforms. It's one thing for me to preach the program and what's happening. It's really important for everybody to connect on these, because when I put a post on there, it goes out to the couple hundred people that I have in the Hero Home Source page. But when you guys post, it goes out to everybody that we have, everybody that you have in your pages, and it starts to grow. And if anybody doesn't get the big picture of social media, I think we're missing the boat. As we go through this call, I think you'll see some of the importance of what we can create when we all join forces. So I ask this as a favor for all of us, because it's only going to help us all connect and go viral with this program. So connect with us on those platforms. YouTube houses all of our videos. It houses all of our coaching calls, the 4-minute videos. Everything is on the YouTube channels. Whenever I upload a new video, it'll send you a ping, and you'll receive all the updates and everything. So connect with us on those social media platforms. You've been getting a lot of emails for us to register in our new email distribution platform. I've been using Outlook and some of my systems that I have, and it's just becoming, as we get up into the several hundred membership base, it really becomes an issue within that email platform. So we've had to move over to a different type of opportunity, and that's with an express email. I need everybody to opt in so that there's no that they don't miss any emails. It's really important that you guys do that. What's going to happen is you're going to fill out all your information, and once you select that HHS members box, it's going to put you into that group, and it's going to fire off a confirmation email to you. You've got to grab that confirmation email and complete your opt-in. A couple little steps that I need you to go through, because if you're not confirmed, you won't get those emails. They'll go into your spam folder. Make sure that you add them to your safe sender, safe recipient list, add chip at Hero Home Source, so that you get all those emails, because I want to make sure that you guys are kept in a loop. I've talked to one member who hasn't got an email in a couple months. For some reason, it wasn't going through on his server. So we need to make sure that we're able to deliver value to you guys. I don't think any of you will complain that I send you too much stuff. I don't really in any stretch think that I send you and over inundate you with emails or blasts, any of that thing. So really important for you guys to do that. When I send out the archive, I'll have the link for you to go in and click on and opt in. We've only got about 30 or 35% opted in at this point, so I really need to work hard on getting the other 70% in. So that'll be with the archive and a couple other emails. I'll include it as we go through. Important topic of accountability. We really need you guys to stay on track with it. The accountability sheets are put in place for you guys. As a neutral third party, as a friend, as a counselor, we want you guys to keep this in place, because we put a $100,000 guarantee on this program. We guarantee that if you don't earn $100,000 in gross commission, we'll refund your membership dues. That's a pretty powerful conversation. That's putting our money where our mouth is because we believe and know in our hearts that the program works. So we really look for you guys to stay on track and be accountable. It's certainly one of the reasons we've created this new 10-week curriculum was to kind of give you a step-by-step process to go through to arrive at those goals. And if you look at, these are word clouds, I believe is what they're called, and they're pretty cool things when you look at how they're created. And when I was doing my research for this call, I came across this word cloud for accountability. And if you look at some of those words in there, pledge, enforcement, understanding, obligation, promise, obedience, adherence, my favorite, responsibility. All those things kind of fall into that accountability umbrella. And if you look at it, I mean, I have my responsibilities to it, but you guys also have your responsibility to it. A lot of those things fall right on your plate to stay on task and stay on track. So let's all work together in this new curriculum to really stay accountable, and let's see what we can make happen over the next 10 calls, over the next 20 weeks, and see how things are going to change for all of us. One of my favorite parts is kind of taking a look back. It's what's happened over the past few weeks, some of the superstars, the new and exciting things that are happening. I put a little note on the chat box there. If everybody would real quick, as we're going through, grab your cell phone and text the word hero to 71441. I just put it in the chat box down there for you. Text hero to 71441. But yeah, 71441, text hero, and that'll put you into our text network. And I just sent one 30 minutes before just to remind everybody that the call was happening in 20 or 30 minutes. Just a reminder, you might get 2 texts from me a month. I mean, I do not bombard you at all with that because I know that it can be a hassle getting a bunch of emails and a bunch of texts. So do that for us real quick so that we have everybody logged in there as well. I want to welcome some great folks that are doing some great things. Randy Patrick, David Johnson, Diane Green, Ray Hamilton, and Greg Hoare just joined up with us over the past day to past 2 weeks, and some really great people, a lot of history. Greg was a Marine and got a military release. He got injured. He was a machine gunner, so we're very, very proud to have him on board. He is very passionate, very excited about the program, and truth be known, we're very excited to have him as part of it for what he's brought to the table. We certainly want to honor him for his service and what he's done, and now he's going out and helping others in the military and helping our heroes as well. So those are some of my real favorite people to have, people that have walked the walk and talked the talk and been there, and now are going out and paying it forward. So we certainly welcome him to the program as well. Our group in Maryland has a meeting with Prince George's Firefighter Association. This is the whole group for that county, and that's happening this week from what I understand. So I certainly look forward to hearing the results of what's happened there. We are connecting and got some new things happening in some pretty big areas in Jacksonville, Oklahoma, Arkansas, Alabama. I've got some great brokerages there that are coming on board over the next few weeks here. So we're certainly spreading our wings, branching out. We're topping over 30 plus states right now. For doing this for as long as we have, for that far a reach across all those states is a pretty cool thing for me to see. I have a huge map, probably 3 feet by 4 feet, that I look at right on my wall in front of me, and I have pins in all the areas and states that we're in. And it's pretty cool to see all the different pins and all the different areas when I'm talking to people in Arizona and California and North Dakota, all the way up in the corner to Maryland and New York and Maine. And it's just cool. It's just fun. That's one of the highlights of what I do, is seeing that reach that we have, and very, very honored and happy to have that happening for us. And it's really great for you guys because it provides a really big network for you to go out and connect with others and not only share hero deals, but other pieces of business as well. Over the past few weeks, there have been 27 hero transactions that I processed. That's to say that I don't know about them all yet, that they're still in process, still getting wrapped up and getting sent over to me. but that's just the ones that I've processed over the past, since our last call, 2, 3, 4 weeks, whatever it's been. And that's fun. I don't like writing checks, but as you see in a minute, that when I do write some of these checks, it becomes pretty cool. This is an older picture on the screen from one of our members. And if you don't get the point of that social media connection in that blast, but imagine if you took a picture with your heroes, had that big check like they had done there, and have that created, and I think they did it pretty inexpensively, and it's worth, $15 or $20 to do it, and post that on Facebook, on Twitter, do a little video on YouTube, and start to go viral with this thing. It's only going to do better for us in the program. It's going to do better for you on the local level when your friends and family that you connect with see that and see what's happening. They're going to come to you for that real estate transaction, not just even a hero deal. Maybe just a regular, everyday, non-hero transaction. You'll get a piece of business from it, and that's what's really cool. So that's what we look to have you do. Connect with us on those social media. Put what's happening. Put out there that you just sold a house to a hero. You just listed a hero's house. You're working with the hero. You're aligned with the program. All that stuff out there, and really kind of help us go viral and be contagious. And when I talk about some of the checks I've written to the Denver School of Technology, to the Police Benevolent Association, the Heart Fund, to Wounded Warrior, to Fisher House, to March of Dimes, to the Make-A-Wish Foundation, just to name a few. If I put them all on here, it would be about 10 or 15 slides and little logos everywhere. But these are just some of the ones I've done recently. And it's pretty cool for me to be able to write a check for a couple $100 and make that donation on behalf of you, your brokerage, and that hero for being part of this program. And it's a really great thing, and it's been a huge success for us all, helping us get really connected with these organizations. So definitely want you guys to keep up that momentum, keep sending those deals in. It just, the byproduct is it just helps us all, and you guys make more money as a result of it. So it's a win-win-win for everybody across the board. Here's our replicated websites. We're pretty much caught up to date. I think there's one or two that have came in over the last few days. Normally when I do a coaching call, I get inundated with people that haven't got their site set up yet. So I expect that I'll get a little bit of a rush here over the next few days. And you'll see, we're looking to make a move to a different type of platform here as well. One of the things is giving you guys a little bit more control on your side, maybe to upload your pictures and do some things. Not too much control, because that opens up a can of worms, but we're looking to make an investment in some new software to give a little more comprehensive site, and I'll have more information through May here as we go. So what we need is an email with the subject line replicated website, your name, your email address, your cell phone, and the county area that you work. We need a cutout photo saved as a PNG. I've let you guys know there's a company called Fiverr. I think it's Fiverr. But they do anything for $5. I mean, there's a bunch of little smart college kids that what we do in 3 hours, they do in about 35 seconds. I don't know how to make a cutout photo in a PNG. They do, and for $5 they'll knock this stuff out for you. If you see that picture that just popped up of Gretchen, that is not a cutout photo. Okay, there's a blue background behind her, and if you look at her picture on the slide, you may want to maximize your screen right now. We take her cutout photo and drop it on the American flag. If you see that picture in the bottom right that just popped up, if I took that and put it on the flag, all that blue background would cover the flag and it would look very tacky. So we need that cutout silhouette photo, if you will, so we have that clean look that drops right on the American flag. And that company Fiverr will do it. A lot of you have IT guys or some techie people in the office that may be able to do it for you, whatever it looks like. But it's a pretty easy process. But give me a good photo so that we can put that on there when we create your sites. And please send me all the information at once. You don't know how many times I get piecemeal information, and I've got to go back and find their picture and find their email and find their phone number and then put it in one email. And when I got 35 of these, it becomes an issue. When I have one, it's not a problem. When I have 35 in there, it becomes an issue. So send me all that information at one time so I can get that over to people that do my websites, and we have all that. Give me at least 2 weeks, guys. I try to do them quicker, but like I said, I mean, when I get into this mix of the coaching calls and it becomes fresh for everybody, I get slammed. So give me a little flexibility on that time frame. We'll do it as quick as we can for you. We move on to our past assignments and what we've looked at on our past few coaching calls. I know it's been a few weeks, but we talked about some opportunities with spring and summer events, festivals, local events. We talked about some opportunities with blogs. We showed you some people, what Heather and them are doing at Meridian Realty in Georgia with social media, making some YouTube videos. I showed you guys last time where she did a little YouTube video just about Hero Home Source, and she's kind of created a lot of 2-3 minute videos talking about buyer information, seller information about Hero Home Source. And she's started to connect through Facebook and YouTube and Twitter, and she's got a following now with her videos. People know to expect them and know to see those little short 2 minute videos. And just another great idea, another opportunity. The weather is starting to get better. I know people in California have good weather all the time, but in Georgia, we've been getting hammered this year. It's been, I say hammered, not like Minnesota hammered, but it's been, in the 40s and 50s, and we're supposed to be in spring now, but we're getting a lot of rain and stuff. So we're looking for that warmer weather to come in and a lot of these festivals to start, a lot of these opportunities. People have done the chili cook-offs. People have done firefighter association events, the sheriff's office out in Riverside County. And if you guys don't have this information, I send out all the past archives. I'll make sure that I get those back in your hands so you guys can go back and review them, because huge opportunity to line, grab some booths out there and kind of set up these events. So those are some of the things that we've talked about. Really got to start scheduling your stuff, and we're going to talk about being that taskmaster as we go through. And this will give you a quick outline of what the next 10 coaching calls are going to hold for you guys. Today is going to be research and data start points. The next 9 weeks are going to take you through steps A to Z throughout the entire curriculum. We really looked at what the past 2 years of coaching calls have been, what the past year have been, and we're really kind of designing a new, it's going to be a lot of the same information. No, we're not reinventing the wheel. We're just delivering it to you in a different format, in a different way, and giving you that step-by-step approach. And as we go through, I think you'll see it start to make sense. But research and data start points is our first topic. And then we're going to kind of go through prospecting, farming, presentation basics, locking arms. And as we go through, you'll see it start to make more sense. And we've really already planned this stuff out for the next 10 calls. So we've got a real good idea of where we're headed with it. And I think it'll prove pretty valuable for you guys. I know we've talked about data start points on every coaching call that we've done, but I can tell you that the number of people that have probably done it is very small, and I don't know what the reason why is. Maybe it's the work involved, maybe it's the effort that needs to be put forth, but I'll tell you that I don't think that there'll be any better piece of the puzzle that you can put in place than the data start point conversation. This would be the 4 corners of a puzzle. You know how when you're building a puzzle, you always want those corners? The research and data start points would be just that. It would be that opportunity for you to really make that good, strong database. When you're doing a farm area, I'll speak from me. I'll speak from my behalf. But when I had a farm area, I had a map that I got from this city that outlined the whole subdivision. I went to Kinko's and blew it up so that I had a really nice 2-foot by 4-foot overview of my farm area. Showed me all of the houses so I could actually pinpoint, who was calling, where my listings were, where the homes I've sold, the prices, and really had a good working knowledge. I printed out all the tax rolls of all the owners, not the people that actually lived in them, but the actual owners, so that I had all that notes as well and could put a name to those different properties. And that was my foundation for my farm area. I would spend $400 or $500 a month on my farm area to make sure that I was that dominant expert in that area. And I would make probably 60 to 70,000 in gross commission every year just out of my farm area. And this is that same conversation that goes hand in hand with that. It's that foundation of your farm area, knowing what your target audience is. All the fire stations, all the police stations, all the military locations, all the schools and teachers in your area is that foundation for you. So that's going to be what we're going to discuss today on this coaching call, is really how to set these up, how to go about it, how to make this happen for you. And if you look at the definition of research, it's diligent and systematic inquiry or investigation into a subject in order to discover or revise facts, theories, or applications. Pretty self-explanatory. But we want to have this database of data start points. We want to continually add to it. We want to cleanse it, clean it up, make sure that we have the right information in there, and use it as your base as we move forward. And if you look at what it looks like today, in the beginning, I would say that that might be 75% of you. I hope that that's a off number, but it might be blank. It might not be anything in there. And that's where we're going to start from. And if you've already done your data start points, I'd love to see an email from you. Maybe even attach it so I can take a look at it and see what you've gotten there. I'm open to any conversations about it. If you see something that's an issue for it, let me know. But this is where we're going to start, that blank database. I've sent this over. It's in your digital marketing package. I will include it with the archive just so it's fresh for you. And you have that Excel database with all of your tabs created for you. You just got to go through and plug in this information. And I tell people all the time, this is $10 an hour work. Okay, no doubt about it. It's $10 an hour work to create these data start points. It's not something that I would really do during your workday. There's far more A-type things that you could do that earn you more money. I mean, working with a buyer is $100 an hour. Working with a seller, $100 an hour work. Data start points is a $10 an hour conversation, but it will prove to be worthy of $100 an hour as we go through. So I tell people to do this at night when you're watching Dancing with the Stars or you're watching Survivor or whatever it is. Sit on the couch and go through and start doing your data start points. Start going through all your different resources that are out there, and I'm going to show you a lot of research that I did in preparation for this call. When you look at fire stations in Gwinnett, and it might be hard to see, you might maximize your screen, those red little dots would represent the fire stations for Gwinnett County. Their email address, their location, the phone number, the contact, everything is there. As we go a little deeper into the rabbit hole and we get to the Gwinnett County website, there's a Google search with all the different resources for the fire marshal and the fire stations. And here's the main site with all the numbers of the fire stations, Fire Station 1, Station 2, Station 3, the fire marshal. One more click of the button gives me contact information, phone numbers, email address, names to add into my data start points. And it becomes a copy and paste. You copy the name, paste it in. You copy the phone number, paste it in. Copy the email address, paste it in. $10 an hour work. But again, you're going to have that database forever. Okay, it's going to be a work in progress as we go through, but it's going to be that foundation for you moving forward, and that's what we look to try to create for you. When we start looking at public schools, I went into Gwinnett County Schools. That's the Gwinnett County School Board main site that has all their information, contacts, the admin people there for you to go in and grab that information. Those 4 boxes on the bottom there would represent the special schools, the elementary schools, middle schools, and high schools. To select all those schools, one click of the button gives me Jackson Elementary, where my son goes, and who the principal is, the administrator is, the area specialist for that area, with her name, phone numbers, email addresses, all right there for you to put into your data start points. One more click of the button gives me every teacher in alphabetical order in there. It's going to be a little labor intensive, but it's worth doing because you've got every teacher in there. They make good money. They make about $35,000 to $40,000 a year. They have verifiable income. Qualifying becomes a lot easier for these folks. You click on it, it's going to take you right into their email and give you their email address. I've done it. I've seen it. I've clicked on it. Their email pulls right up in Microsoft Outlook. I grab it and put it into my database. So real good point of contact for you is your local county sites to get all that list of schools and everything. My nephew went to Westwood College. He was a Marine. Everybody knows. I've talked about him many times. He got out of the Marines 4 years ago, came to live with me while he went to school at Westwood College on the GI Bill and studied criminal justice. He's just graduated I want to say it was almost last July or August. He just graduated from the police academy and got hired on as a Gwinnett County police officer. He's a 23, 24-year-old kid who is a decorated Marine who guarded the president at Camp David toward Bush's last few years and into Obama when he just started. He's now a Gwinnett County police officer making good money. He's got verifiable income. He's engaged to be married, and he is going to be looking to buy his first house soon. When I talk to you about Westwood College, you've got a lot of people that are studying criminal justice. So those students become points of contact for you in this conversation. Okay, delivering like some presentations to the school, maybe doing some meetings there, in addition to the teachers that all teach these programs in there. So that's one opportunity out of hundreds that we go through. If you look at this other technical education school, that's U.S. Army Junior ROTC program, which is a great opportunity for students, future military people, future heroes coming into this conversation. The Office of Veteran Affairs at Gwinnett Technical College has a special unit designed for veterans and their affairs and helping them and providing education and opportunity and resources for them. One more click of the button gives me the contact information, the address, the email address, phone number, all right there to have it put into the data start points. Georgia Gwinnett College has an Office of Veteran Success that really focuses on the education of veterans and helping them. They're teachers, there's veterans in there, there's military people in there, all within that one conversation. And I know that it gets tricky of, I think we see some conversations about emailing teachers individually, emailing schools. Some of the school boards have to go through the district to get involved. Yeah, there's going to be those conversations that come into play. One of my favorite things that Gretchen says is persistence, persistence, persistence. Okay, you got to keep kind of chipping away at this stuff. This is a very big tree with a lot of branches, okay? You might not hit the right person that you're going to be that point of contact for. There's going to be another person that you may need to contact, another way that you need to go in. We're setting up this database as a drip kind of method, and you'll see as we move forward, as this is not putting everything in the data start points and sending an email and hope that people give you business. That's not the conversation by any stretch. Okay, you're going to see as we move forward today, as we move forward in the other coaching calls, when we get into the next call of prospecting, how things come into play and how other opportunities take flight as a result of that data start point conversation. So when you look at doing your research, guys, this was a 5-minute rant, if you will, off the top of my head of just typing in whatever I could come up with. And that's not even the tip of the iceberg. Fire stations, police stations, public schools, private schools, colleges, universities, your EMTs, your first responders, ambulance drivers, American Legions, VFWs, military bases, recruiter offices, city manager, county managers, your VA help centers. A lot of people have asked me, like, they've got their DDT 219, I believe it is, and they don't know where to go for help or assistance. Those VA help centers, the American Legions, 214. Thank you, Mike. I knew I'd have somebody on there. But this list goes on and on, guys. It's a very, very big list. What you'll find is that you just don't know how deep the rabbit hole goes until you start digging. And when I say that this is probably 2% of the opportunities that are out there and the opportunities that exist with organizations, it would be a true statement. The list goes on, but this is really a good base for you to get started in building those data start points and making those connections and getting that foundation built for the weeks to come as we go through in this conversation. So now as you start to look, when you sit down at night while you're watching Dancing with the Stars and Survivor, and you started compiling this list, and as I make a little click, you're going to see more names and more information pop up in this data start points, and you're going to see even further list of all the names, phone numbers, and email address. And as this thing grows, you're starting to put a system in place. You're starting to do some tasks to help you along the way in building that foundation. We've talked about MailChimp.com. Once you have these data start points, you can put them into this email system. I always look to deliver cost-effective solutions for you guys. I can probably tell you that you might be able to buy a list. I've done some research and haven't seen a real comprehensive list of fire stations or firefighters or teachers, because a lot of that stuff might be a little bit of private information. It might be a little harder to grab from those list companies. And if you did, it cost you several $100s to do it. I went to Info USA, a couple Meridian site, I think is one. Now I went to a lot of different sites and did some research on it. And I don't think that that's the best solution. I don't recommend that spending $400 or $500 is going to solve that problem for you. So Always want to look for a opportunity, a cost-effective opportunity for you. Express email is a free service for you to start out with. As you grow, you might get into $10 or $20 a month, a big deal, because at that point you know it's working and it's far worth it. Where you're able to set up distribution lists, you can set up a teacher distribution list, a firefighter list, law enforcement list, a military list. You can import your contacts right from your data star points right into these different distribution groups you got set up. Start to set up drip campaigns and let this thing start to go viral for you. That's the first focus for data start points. Okay, the research and the data start points is for this system right here, setting up these drip campaigns. This is not by any stretch going to be, well, I did my data start points and I put them in the MailChimp and nothing's working. Yeah, that's the tip of the iceberg. That's the beginning point as we go through, like I said, prospecting, presentation basics. Down the road, you're going to see where this stuff comes into play a lot more. So that's your first step, is adding them in. You can add up to 2,000 subscribers. You can send 12,000 emails at no cost. That's a pretty cost-effective opportunity. And I know you guys have heard this because I've talked about it on every single coaching call we've done for the past couple months. But this is step one of that 10-week curriculum. You guys are going to get lost in the shuffle as we go through the next calls if you don't start working on these things and chipping away at them now, because it's that A to Z. This is A. And then we're going to go on to B in 2 weeks. Don't get caught behind the 8 ball here. Get this stuff working now. Get these things set up so that you can kind of keep everything in place as we go through this process. I always want you to not lose track of integrating this into your day-to-day business. I definitely know that to stay on task, to stay accountable, we look for 3 to 5 hours a week. The data start points may add some time, but once you have that up and running, you're good to go. I mean, you do it for a week, it doesn't take away from your other weekly, monthly tasks as we go down the road. You're just adding things in, cleaning things up from bad emails, bad phone numbers, people change, whatever it is. But I want you to really start integrating this program onto your day-to-day business. This will be a topic of every single call because it's an important passion for me, because I know the value of just taking a listing from a teacher in your farm area, just taking a seller or a buyer that you met at an open house because you mentioned that you have a little Hero Home Source computer with the video, 4-minute video playing in your open house. I've heard stories from people, and I've done them on our coaching calls, where people have gotten business from open houses. A huge opportunity in integrating this into your day-to-day business. It separates you from all the other agents in your area. A lot of you have the exclusives for your area. That's a huge credibility builder for you. Lets them know that your brokerage is well balanced, creates a lot of loyalty from the buyer and seller, and it's a huge listing tool. Huge listing tool when you're doing a presentation. And man, I'm trying to think of the right way to say this. Don't be greedy. Don't think that you can go into a listing appointment, not mention the Hero Home Source program, even though you might know this guy's a teacher or a cop, and that you'll have to give them 25% of your commission if you mention the program, where you might be able to slide under the radar and take a full boat 3% listing. I can tell you that maybe the next guy that comes in is a sharp, heavy hitter, and he may take that piece of business from you. But if you tell him that you're a Hero Home Source employee benefits director, you're going to provide a rebate for them being a teacher, you just locked up that listing. You're done. They're not going to go anywhere else. They're not going to talk to anybody. They're going to list with you. So don't be greedy. Don't miss that opportunity. I've been faced with it over the years. I'm on a listing presentation. They're getting ready to sign the paperwork. I mentioned the teacher appreciation program that I did. The lady sat up and said, I'm a teacher. I had a decision to make. But I was honored to put her in this program, give her 25%. Over the next few years, she bought and sold 4 homes from me. Because of the program and because of our relationship. So don't underestimate the value of that. I know that I'm kind of preaching at this point, but huge importance for you to add that into your day-to-day business. I want everybody to go out and connect with the press releases. We provide a few for you in there. All you have to do is put your name, your information, your area in there, send them off to these different publications. I know over the years it's been pretty easy for me to gain press with a lot of the things that I've done, because it becomes newsworthy conversations. And newspapers today are, every time I turn on the news, I look at a paper, there's always something about a hero. There's always hero conversations. There's always something on TV about our heroes, of giving back, and wounded warrior conversations, and the stars, the celebrities that are doing things and helping people. So it's all good conversations for you to have with these local newspapers, and helping spread the word. It just helps you on the local level. It's not built for Hero Home Source globally. It's built for Hero Home Source on the local level for you guys to go out and have that press. What a cool thing for you to be in the newspaper, make a copy of that and put it into your listing presentation, share at your open houses, and help spread the word of what you're doing out there. Only more things are going to happen from it. So I want everybody to go out and connect with the press releases. In closing, we're going to take a look at your weekly assignments for the next 2 weeks. You'll see your weekly assignments there. Everything I have listed for my tasks that I need to do. And we're going to talk about time blocking and Taskmaster here in a few slides. And your tasks for the next 2 weeks are to go out and research and create your data start points. Take the time over this next 2 weeks. Do it at 9 o'clock at night, 10 o'clock at night, 5 o'clock in the morning, and let's get these data start points created so that you don't get lost moving forward. Always we have a conversation for some of the people that have been up and running and making things happen. We look for 5 presentations a week. So we're going to go out and pitch the program to 5 people per week. We want to make 2 sales pitches to the leaders, to the heads for these opportunities, and we want to make 1 presentation a week. Those are the things that are going to keep you on track, keep you on task to earning that $100,000. And I know in my heart that it's a no-brainer to take at least 1 Hero Home Source listing every 2 weeks, 2 a month. Okay, I can tell you that as you start to build on that momentum, listings are still king. I know they're harder and harder to find good listings, but when you have an arsenal of 10 or 12 listings, you're not broke. You're never broke. You're not going to be broke. You're always going to be making money. And Hero Home Source can certainly give you that leverage and separation from all the other realtors in your area. So those are your assignments for the next 2 weeks. I think they're pretty realistic. I think they're pretty easily accomplished. It's going to take a little labor on your part to get those data start points, but it's going to be far worth it in the end. We always want you to be that consultative resource. We have a commitment to our heroes to assist them with financial wellness. We want to be that counsel on co-op banking resources and the opportunities that exist, short sale solutions. I know I've seen Foreclosure Fridays. I know a lot of you are members of that, and there's so much opportunity, short sales. The banks have to get these short sales done. Okay, I mean, there's so many things happening with them, but a lot of our cops and teachers that were doing short sales a couple years ago in the program are now coming back around and buying homes. They stayed in those realtors pipeline, and now they're back out in the market buying houses. And you want to let these people know when you're doing these group events and group meetings that you're available for private counsel to help them with short sales and foreclosure avoidance. There's a lot of conversation about reload assistance and moving compensation. MilitaryOneSource.com. And a lot of other websites that we've done past coaching calls on that provide so much opportunity for men and women of our military and the other branches of our heroes. So many things that are happening out there that we need to really just make sure that we have our finger on the pulse of what's happening so that you can speak intelligently about all these opportunities. It's no better feeling for a client, for a hero, to know that you're able to provide all the resources and information they need to make informed decisions. It's just going to make you a more complete, better realtor as a result of that. So just another quick note, please remember to register with us. I'll send over the link. Take 5 minutes, fill in that information. It may be an hour or 2 before you get that response back from them to opt in, to confirm it. But look for it in your spam folder, look for it in your email, confirm your opt-in. That way we get you in our database and make sure that you go uninterrupted with receiving our emails and everything. Connect with us on our social media. You can see where I had that picture with one of our members with those 2 heroes providing a check. I need you guys to share that with us on our Facebook, on our Twitter, on YouTube. Make sure that we're all connected and going viral together. So we've completed coaching call number 1. Next week will be Prospecting 101. We're going to go a little bit deeper into the rabbit hole now that we have those data start points, we put them into MailChimp. What kind of prospecting are we going to do with it the different conversations, the marketing pieces, the opportunities that exist with that. And you can see as we go through, it gets heavier and heavier. So don't get behind the 8 ball. Stay on track. Make the commitment now for the next 10 coaching calls to work this thing hard. And I can promise you it will change your personal and professional life. I guarantee it in writing. I put that $100,000 guarantee on it for a reason, because I know that it will change if you do the work. Be that taskmaster, chart your course, create your daily, weekly to-do list, customize your marketing pieces, go through and familiarize with the digital marketing package. Gretchen had asked if all these pieces were in the original Dropbox. I get the question now, but as we go through, we're always adding to the Dropbox folder. When I create a new document, I email it over. Like I'm going to email the data start points blank template to you. That stuff you should grab off your email and add it into Dropbox. All this information has been sent for you to have a complete folder, but if you've missed it, send me an email and I'm happy to send you a new Dropbox link. This is a Dropbox link where you could download the entire digital marketing package on your desktop. You can put it on your desktop, your laptop, link it to your iPad and your iPhone, and you have all the documents wherever you are. You can customize and put your information on. Anybody that's joined up in the past couple months, you really have a complete package already. Some of our original members from years ago, if you want the new links, send it over and I'll send them out, and you can kind of compare and see what you have. But really go through and familiarize yourself with everything. A lot of the questions I get can be answered in your Dropbox folder. Lender guidelines, a 3-page document in there. Addendums are in there. All your marketing pieces, videos are in there. So all the coaching calls are in there, the past coaching calls. You can go in and grab an Excel spreadsheet or a video and see the past coaching calls. So everything is provided for you in there. But I'm happy to answer any questions and make sure that you're clear on everything. One of my favorite quotes, if you want something to work for you, you have to be willing to work for it. And I don't think there's ever a truer statement ever made, and that's what we're really going to focus on over the next 10 coaching calls. 3 to 5 hours a week is your focus. Block that time. 11 to 1 Monday, 9 to 12 Wednesday, 1 to 4 Friday. I don't care what it looks like, just as long as you block that time and respect it. No kids, no emails, no phone calls. It's Hero Home Source time. When you respect your time, and this is not for just Hero Home Source, it's every other source of business as well. When you respect your own time and block that time, things will get done for you. Things will happen. Things will change for you. So please stay on track with that. You could call it karma. You could call it the law of reciprocity, or you could say it's a gimmick. We just call it good business. Being in service to others is a good business decision. Drop the pebble in the pond and watch the ripples go out. Go viral, go contagious. Really look at this program for what it is, of being that humble servant person and helping our heroes, giving back and assisting them for all that they do for us. And the byproduct is going to be more deals, more business, and ultimately more money to you. There's something to be said about giving a little back to getting a lot in return. And that's exactly how and why this program was created, giving back to our heroes. So thanks very much, guys. I appreciate it. Like I said, I look forward to the next 10 calls. I think it's going to be fun. I think it's going to be hard work, but I think it's going to be well worth it. So thank you very much, and we will see you soon.